So, in my 29 family, a few of us drink, collect bourbon, mainly me, my BIL 33M, and my dad, 60M. Some bottles are extremely rare, expensive, and hard to find, so collectors will line up at stores or attend special events hoping to get one. Last Thanksgiving, a liquor store near my sister and BIL was holding an event with a large number of rare bourbons. Everyone who arrived at 8 a.m. received a number, and numbers were randomly called throughout the morning. When called, you could buy one available bottle at MSRP. Everyone would eventually be called, but earlier numbers had better choices. My BIL was especially excited because he has a huge bourbon collection but has never been able to find a bottle of Pappy. This is kind of like the holy grail of bourbons, that all collectors, myself included, would die to find a bottle of at this price. I was about 50 over 50 on going because I also collect bourbon, although my collection is much smaller. But I had not committed because it was Thanksgiving morning and we had a lot going on. At the last minute, my BIL had to work Thanksgiving morning. He asked my sister, who does not care about bourbon, to go in his place and hopefully get the Pappy. She asked me to come so she would not have to attend this whole bourbon circus alone. Since I had already considered going and wanted a chance at a cool bottle for my collection, I went with her. We also invited my dad, but he thought the whole thing sounded weird and stayed home. My sister and I received numbers 54 and 55. My number was called about 15 people in, and I bought a bottle of Pappy for around $100. It is nearly impossible to find near us, and usually sells for $700 plus. My sister was called much later after the Pappy was gone and settled for a bottle of E.H. Taylor, which is good but not nearly as rare or expensive. I was thrilled. This is literally the bottle of a lifetime I never thought I would get. However, when we got home, my BIL immediately said, "That is my bourbon." He believes I went solely as his stand-in, so the Pappy should belong to him. He says I stole the bottle he would have gotten if he had been able to attend. I disagree. I went because I also drink and collect bourbon and wanted a bottle for myself. I never agreed to give him anything I bought. I knew my sister was there specifically for him, but I considered myself an independent participant who was also keeping her company. I could understand his argument if my sister had brought my mom, who could not care less about bourbon, and she happened to get the Pappy. Then she would clearly have been there only as a stand-in, but that was not my situation. My BIL still refers to it as his Pappy, and brings up Pappygate whenever possible. So, Reddit, am I the a-hole? I genuinely did not realize he believed I was attending on his behalf. In his mind, I schemed him out of the one bottle he has wanted for years to complete his collection. Disclaimer. This argument is mostly in good fun, and I love my sister and Bill. I would just like to settle it so I can stop hearing about Pappygate, but when I open this bottle, it will 100% be with him present for the first tasting.